ones, and welcome back to the channel, and happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. I hope you have enjoyed your day. Okay, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Danielle. I make videos on spirituality, witchcraft, the occult, as well as monthly pick a card readings like this one. So if those things interest you, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and be sure to follow me on Instagram at Enchanted Ways for daily inspirational quotes and daily card readings. And be sure to check out my community post section periodically, but I also put the hoodoo corrections post up there, so check that out. So last little announcement, if you're interested in private readings and other spiritual services, check out the link to my website in the description box below. And I'll have the decks listed in the description box below and all that jazz. And I will have the timestamps for the card selection in each group pinned in the comments section. So be on the lookout for that. So I'm going to give you a moment to check out the card selection. Pause the video, the card selection if you need to. Take your time. Take as much time as you need and pick the group or groups that most resonate with you, and we'll dive right in, okay? Okay, so we have group 1 with triple moon, group 2 with sun, group 3 with trinket 5. So take a few moments, clear your mind, and go with the groups or group that most resonates with you, that's calling to you the most, okay? And I'll see you at your selection. Bye, guys. So, group 1, those of you that picked triple moon, embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earthly, okay? Let's see what urgent messages your ancestors have for you. All right, so we have witch, healer, wand, intention, we have 6 of earth, pine, the star, cottonwood, we have cancer, we have rose, romance, nettle, caution, okay, eucalyptus, breathe, time, courage, and hemp, expansion, okay? So right off the bat, one of the things that I want to mention is the symbology here that I was drawn to in the time card. Those incense sticks down there very much remind me of wands, and you can definitely use incense sticks as wands. I've done that in the past, still do it from time to time, and just this emphasis on setting intention and taking control. Okay, taking control of your divinity, taking control of the human aspects of you, and integration. That's what I'm getting. And more so than healing, I'm hearing integration. Really just stepping into all aspects of yourself, learning how to work with all aspects of yourself as like a system instead of compartmentalizing each little facet of your being and just compartmentalizing like each little persona that you have, learning how to put everything together. That's what I'm getting, and really taking control. That's what I feel like this courage is about, having the courage to take control of the intentions you set, having the courage to take control of your destiny, of your manifestations. I do find it interesting here that rose and nettle are side by side. Now, I'm actually not picking up any romantic vibes from this rose. I feel like this is more about the relationship that you have with yourself. This is a very personal thing. And I feel like the urgent message that is coming through from your ancestors is to be careful not to overindulge in self-love to the point that you become selfish, to the point that you start neglecting everything around you. And I feel like this Cancer is here for a number of reasons. It could be because you need to focus, on the home, on the family. It could be this is an energy that you need to tap into and work with more, work with the Cancer energy. Or it could be this spread is more pertaining to the Cancer placement in your natal chart. So figuring out what that is. And if I forget to, please remind me in the comments. I can link to you the website I use for my natal chart. My natal chart, I believe, is Astro Cafe, but I'll link it in the description box. And if I forget, please let me know. All right, so that's why I feel like this Cancer energy is coming through. I actually do want to read from the Herbcrafter's Tarot booklet that comes with it, because I like how before each entry there's like a little 3-sentence guidance that they give. So I want to read that really quickly to get some insight into this spread. So 6 of Earth. It's hot up in this kitchen chat. Okay. 6 of Earth. Ground yourself in community. Share your resources. Your generosity will circle back to you. The soul remains evergreen. So yeah, grounding yourself by getting out of that hermit zone. Like maybe you've been so focused on healing, and it's great, and really have been sticking to yourself and really working on you, figuring things out for yourself and really distancing yourself. And that's all well and good, but there is going so deep into hermit mode that it's more selfish than self-love. It's like nothing else matters. And so that's the caution, not to get into that space. So make sure you're balancing this period of inner work with engaging in your community, connecting with people, not forgetting that aspect of your life as well. And so I do want to read what the star has to say. Your broken pieces contain the stars of hope. Open your heart to grace. Be generous with your blessings. So yeah, all that you learn during this period, not keeping your gifts and your discoveries to yourself, so grounding through community, and also being generous. And being generous here, giving more of yourself, is something that is needed right now. And as far as eucalyptus, time, and expansion, I feel like this is how you balance as well. Breathing, taking a moment, taking a break from whatever it is that you're doing. I feel like it's going to seem like you're bouncing around, but that's how you keep balance, instead of being so focused on one area and letting everything else go. You're going to have to learn how to take breathers from things and bounce around. And so it may seem like you're not making progress, but the fact that you have a major arcana card in your spread, and the fact that it is talking about healing, and putting your broken pieces back together, I'm reminded of how, I know I've probably said it before, and I can't remember, and I apologize, I can't remember which specific Asian culture does it, but filling in the cracks in their broken china with gold. So it's like a reminder of the trials you went through, but we're beautifying it. We're not a victim to our hardships. We've made something beautiful out of it. We've turned it into gold. We've turned hardship into gold. We really have stepped into that alchemy role. you know, taking control of things. So the fact that this is sitting here in your spread, you are absolutely making progress. And maybe you've already been doing this bouncing around thing, or trying it, and it's like, nah, that's not for me. Let me go back into, extreme hermit mode. But no, you are making progress, and you're also balancing. And going into extreme hermit mode is just not the thing to do at certain times in our life. The people around us need us. And so that is the major thing that is coming through from your ancestors, guys. Really letting you know it's okay, it's working. Your self-love, your healing is working. But don't go overboard with it to where it's like, okay, now we're really stepping into a very narcissistic vibration where it's like, okay, we love ourselves so much that that's all that matters right now, and to the detriment of other things that we care about. So that is your message, guys. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you, how it resonated with you, what you think, and I will see you on the next video, guys. Bye. So group 2, you chose Sun. Okay, trying to see how much time passed. You chose Sun. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. All right, so let's see what urgent messages you have from your ancestors. So we have Wiccan Reed, Ethos, High Priestess, High Priest, Responsibility, Two of Fire, Bee Balm, The Fool, Dandelion, Capricorn, Mandrake, Impassive, Patchouli, Purpose. I absolutely love these cards. They are so beautiful. And again, the decks that I'm using will be in the description box. We have Elderflower, Warding, make some space, running out of space on the table. Okay, we have Arnica, Recovery, and Cumin, Faithfulness. Okay, we're back. So, first of all, there is so much of like the same energy here. So if you are feeling super overwhelmed right now, I get it. Because there's just like so much burden, so much responsibility. I mean, we have Wiccan Reed, and I'm not a Wiccan, FYI. So I don't abide by the Wiccan Reed, but it's still representing of ethos and principle and, having a moral compass, that sort of thing, and responsibility. Capricorn, just this purpose. Whoops. Patchouli here, purpose, like really heavy energy, and human faithfulness. Yeah, so again, if you've been feeling overwhelmed, I get it. And if you haven't stepped into that space yet, get ready, because a shift is on the way. And so when I think of the Fool in your particular situation, and in certain situations anyway, it's not so much as starting a new chapter in your life, it's more of starting a new volume in your life. This is bigger than a chapter. Like, we are at square one right here. And the good thing about it is or it can be good. You know, you have to make that happen. But sometimes, FYI, sometimes I don't use reversals with this Herbcrafter's Tarot deck. But even if I did in this particular spread, I do feel like this energy is upright. It's you're leaving that reversed fool energy behind, being reckless, being irresponsible, you know, not caring where you go, not caring, you know, what tomorrow brings, just really not having any direction, and you're moving away from that. Because how I felt pulled to lay the cards out is with this Mandrake, Capricorn, and then Patchouli. I feel like this is kind of like a past, present, future sort of thing going on, where you're moving from this space of the Mandrake, of being impassive, being apathetic, not caring about anything, not having any purpose, to embracing that Capricorn energy of responsibility, of, you know, long suffering, of perseverance, of leadership, of taking action, stability, strength. Like, if you're not working with Capricorn energy, if you are being overwhelmed right now, start incorporating some Capricorn energy into your work. Start working with Saturn, that sort of thing, to help give you some support during this time of burden, basically, because it's really a lot going on. I can only imagine what you are dealing with, group 2, because for so much responsibility to show up. But if you are feeling overwhelmed, work with that Capricorn energy to give you some help. But again, I feel like you're going from this impassive energy, embracing and embodying this Capricorn energy, and then moving towards a purpose, actually finding purpose in your life. And what does it all mean? What has all of this been leading to? You know, what's the point of all of this? That's coming. I feel like you are finding that. Now, I do want to read from the booklet, because like I said in group 1, I do like how each entry starts off with like a little 3-sentence guidance. So I want to read about 2 of Fire, which is 2 of Wands, by the way, and the Fool. All right, so 2 of Fire. Harness the power of desire, embrace creativity with confidence, courageously step towards the heat. Okay, that really stands out to me, especially with this sun being here. It's like, you know, that whole saying, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. You don't have that option right now. You have to be in the kitchen. You have to run toward the kitchen. But it's fine. You're ready for it, and it's here. Either way. So embracing it is the best way to go. And just embracing the change, flowing with it. And, you know, we do have this arnica here, recovery. There's nothing wrong with rest. And it's right underneath Capricorn. So, you know, that's how you balance out all of this responsibility and all of this work. Taking time out to pamper yourself, rest, knowing when to say no. Just because you have a lot of responsibility right now, I feel like that's a main message that your ancestors want you to know. Just because you have a lot on your plate right now, and that is the time for it, you're in the space to have a lot on your plate right now, does not mean that you don't have the right to say no to things. Okay, they want you to know that if you can't do it, you can't do it. If you don't have it for them to borrow, it is what it is. Okay. Now the Fool. Follow your dream seeds. Be audacious in your adventures. Seek wisdom in weeds. Okay, and that really stands out to me. Seek wisdom in weeds. You know, the undesirable things, the hardships in your life that you're dealing with right now. Finding the wisdom in it. Finding the silver lining in it. Finding the lesson in it. Okay, and sticking to it. This faithfulness, I feel, is a synonym for perseverance in this spread right now. Just sticking to it. Yes, it's hard work, you know. Yes, you stepping out of your comfort zone. You're leaving behind a space that you've been in for a while, that you had gotten used to, and it was comfortable for you. You know, it's not the best thing for you, but it was comfortable nonetheless. And so, yeah, stepping into this new space, it can get tiresome at times, but keep to it. Balance, know when to say no, recover and rest when you need to. But I mean, it ain't much of that. I gotta be honest with you. Like, everything on in the spread right now is like about work, responsibility. Okay, working in the garden, you know, planting, harvesting, or really getting down and dirty with little moments of rest and relief. But hey, that is what you sign up for. That's what you ask for. That's what it's going to take to get to this fame and fortune. Now, it doesn't mean that that's exactly what it is that you're looking for, but whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, it's big and it requires a lot. It requires a lot of effort and a lot of energy. Okay. And protecting yourself. Okay. Your ancestors want you to protect yourself. And what's interesting about these cards, they're such beautiful cards, but the background is the same in all of these cards. And what's really interesting is there are no fairies that I can remember on any other card but this. And I definitely feel that is worth mentioning to you guys. So if you don't work with fairies, maybe look into it. If you are already working with fairies, work with them for some added protection, for wisdom, guidance, and things of that nature. And pay attention to signs. Butterflies came through. Maybe you've been seeing butterflies or something. So pay attention to what you're thinking about or what's going on when that happens. So yeah, group 2, that is your message from your ancestors. They're here for you, okay? They want you to know that they're here for you, but you're in a space now that's molding you, okay? You're in that space of refinement, you know? You're being sanded down. It's not fun, but think of the outcome. Think about how much more polished and how much more experienced and mature and capable of anything you will be when you come out of this situation. So, and also I do want to say, remember why it is that you want what you want, and make sure it is good enough, because that's going to keep you going as well. That's going to be your motivation. All right, guys, so that is it. Let me know how this reading resonated with you in the comment section, if it resonated with you, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye. All right, so last but not least, group 3 who picked Trink of 5. Well, let me see how long I've been doing this. Make sure I don't run out of space. Okay, Trink of 5, manifesting money and income, excuse me. Let's see what urgent messages your ancestors have for you. So we have Lady Goddess, feminine, sowing death, an interesting combination to say the least. Adelita of Earth, Yucca. I'm dehydrating some white yucca flowers, by the way. I figured out what those flowers were in my yard, and I picked them at the perfect time. They're gone. They're done. And I'm dehydrated. I can't wait to use them. So yeah, I picked them, me and my kids, we picked them during the full strawberry moon. And we also picked a lot of mock strawberries. So I may do a little quick video on that, a little show and tell type of thing, or be on the lookout for it in the community post. So yeah, Adelita of Earth, Yucca, Tin of Air, Alfalfa, Neptune, olive, peace. Sugar, sweetness. Ginger, power. Move all this stuff out the way, honey. My little support system. My crystals and my salt lamp. All that. Okay. Echinacea. Fortify. And salt. Protection. Okay. So this is interesting, but it makes sense. I wasn't feeling heavy manifest money and income vibes. Like I read that and there wasn't a connection there. The connection I was drawn to the 555, which makes sense. That's an angel number. It's, all about change, major changes. And then with this sewing here, that makes sense. Death is all about transformation, changes, leaving the old behind, embracing the new. And so now I see why Lady Goddess in death are bedfellows in this spread, actually, because your ancestors want you to be open to change, want you to be open to letting go of the old to embrace the new. Okay. This Neptune here, I feel like it's coming through as feminine energy. Neptune is very deep. Neptune can be very intuitive. And so, intuition, that's usually, well, actually, it's not usually, it is a feminine energy. And so in the space that you're in, leaning on your intuition and leaning on your divine feminine, tapping in to that more. Okay. But I do want to read from the little Herbcrafter's Tarot book really quickly, because like I said in the other two, just in case you've watched if more than one group called out to you, I like the little three sentence guidance that comes before each entry. They resonate with me more than the actual entries. So Adelita of Earth, which is Knight of Coins or Knight of Pentacles, and then 10 of Air, which is 10 of Swords. But let's see what Adelita of Earth has to say. Put a new spin on an old tradition. Ground your spirituality in practical ways. To honor your ancestors, honor the land. Okay, so what I'm getting is like maybe you haven't realized just how much your ancestors have played a role in certain things. Maybe you've been giving credit to other things and it was actually your ancestors. So give them a shout out. A few of them might be feeling some type of way right now. That hey, like, well, why the hell did they get the jobs? Why the hell did they get the jobs paper? It was me. Like, it's no hard feelings, but it's like, hey, I want my recognition. It's us. All right. So honor them in some way. Maybe plant, something for them if you can. Planting a tree. Honor them in some way by working with the land. Maybe setting up an ancestor altar outside. Working with the earth in some way. And if digging around in the dirt isn't your thing, giving to some sort of, plant reservation, that sort of thing, preserving endangered plants, that sort of thing, given to the rainforest, something like that. But honor them in some kind of way that benefits nature. Okay. I had to put that out there. But put a new spin on an old tradition. So being open to that. Maybe you've been too rigid to do that, and that is exactly what's going to lead to the thing you want. So being open to new ideas. And not being so stuck in the past, not being so stuck on form is what came through. Okay. 10 of air. Compost your plans and allow new ideas to sprout. Breaking down leads to renewed fertility. Let your studies lie fallow. Replenish and begin again. Okay, so also a very feminine energy. This 10 of air is. It's fallow. I had to look that up, child. What the hell is fallow? Fallow means like just letting soil rest after you've harvested. So like the fertility can build back up, and I guess the nutrients and all of that can build back up, which is very, feminine energy, receptive energy, waiting, letting things marinate. Okay, that's a major thing that's coming through. To let everything, all of the work that you've done, to marinate. You're just not in that active space right now, and maybe you've been stuck. You've been so used to being in that masculine energy of, okay, well, what do I need to do next? Okay, how do we solve this problem? All right, what should I do? Who do I need to talk to? No, now is the time to just sit back and, ooh, like a shiny child. To sit back and let all of the things that you've learned, all of the things that you've experienced, all the things that you've done, all of the plans that you set into place, spells to all of that, to marinate. Okay, this is a time for maintaining things and marinating on things. All right, and I feel like there's an epiphany that is going to come in that in doing that, in being still, that olive energy as well, in being still, that new spin that you're looking for, that new idea that you're looking for is going to come through. Okay, that sweetness is going to come through, because how I set up the spreads, well, at least for group 3 and group 2, what came through was like this energy was kind of like a past, present, future type of energy, or what you need to do to get to this type of energy. So quieting the chatter, mellowing things down, mellowing the energy around you, really ushering in peace is going to lead to that sweetness, the sweet life, if you will, what it is that you're trying to manifest. So this feminine energy, because again, I feel like the Neptune is in the role of being intuitive in this reading. Okay, so doing that and being open, like that is the task. It's not active, but it's still something that needs to be done. It is still a chore in a way, it can be hard to just be still, to surrender, but that is what you're being asked to do right now. And just marinate, like I said, and fortify. So your protection barriers, or whatever it is that you have in place for protection, feeding those things, laying another barrier down. However you do your magic, like it's time to recharge and do it again. Okay, and fortifying your power. So if you had any type of mastery spells going, trying to increase something any kind of way, trying to increase your prowess in any kind of way. So if you've been doing a lot of study, so you can have a larger repertoire of knowledge of magic, if you've been doing, psychic vision type of spells or something like that, fortify that, work on that. And if you haven't ushered that in, that is something that is okay to usher in right now. And this as well, if you don't have any protections in place, then that is the fortification that needs to take place right now. Actually put in those protective energies around you right now, so you won't have any interference. Okay, so you can just be still, be in the space of peace, and gather your thoughts and work out the pieces of the puzzle. Like, you've done a lot. It's time to pause and sit still to figure some things out. So that is your reading, guys. Let me know in the comments how this resonated with you, if it resonated with you, what you think. And I will see you on the next video, guys. Bye.